I'm going to show you in this video how I've leveled my game to a completely new level in the last 2 to 3 months. In fact, so much so that my 55-year-old men's doubles partner and I'm nearly 58, just won the men's open doubles tournament on the weekend. Not the 50 plus, not the intermediates, the men's, with the big boys, the men's open. And I'm going to show you what I did to transform my game. I'm going to show you exactly what I did so that you can recreate that in whatever areas of the game you want to get better at. Now, the first thing I did was starting to do not drills, because I don't like drills. Drills are boring, and there's a couple of things that are wrong with drills, right? So when it comes to drilling, 1, they're boring, right? 2, it's not fun. And 3, you don't have the pressure. Like, for example, if I've got the pros sending me out balls that I'm going to have to try and do, like, say, drops, for example, well, there's no pressure environment. And when I say the pressure environment, meaning, like, when it comes to a game, so I can do drops beautifully with no pressure on. He feeds me these nice balls. But in the reality of the situation is you don't get these nice balls come to you. You get a top spin, you get a slice, you get it harder, you get it softer, you get it higher, you get it lower, and then you've got to try and hit a drop from that. So I'm great just doing them all day, every day. I can do drops, no problem at all. I'm sure you're the same. You can do certain things when you're in a lesson with no pressure. But under game circumstances, with people running towards the kitchen line and you've got to hit that drop, well, that's a completely different beast. Now, remember, when I said this, I didn't train for hours every day. Obviously, if you do, the more training you do, the better off you're going to be. But I just did a few minutes here and there, and it's elevated my game, and say, like no other. All right, so the first thing I wanted to do was work on my dinks. And I'm going to gamify it and give it a complete focus. So here's what you do: focus and make it a game. So what is going to be your focus? Let's say you want to work on your dinks, right? So here's what I would do, because the problem is just dinking normally, like people, this is what people will do all day. They'll just dink like this. Now, what's the problem with this? Well, are you ever going to get this situation in a game? No, I'm totally relaxed. There's no pressure on me. And so this is what happens is when you're playing in a game, you go, oh, you know, in the warm-up I could dink, no problem at all. Yeah, because there's no pressure. Your arm's nice and loose, no problem at all. Become game when they got people running towards the kitchen line, or they come down here and they put something, then it's there's a real pressure situation. So that's why we make it a game, because pressure's on. So it gets you used to that, because your grip firms up, you've got to try and loosen the grip, all these sorts of things. So that and a focus, rather than just, I'm going to hit him cross court, try and think, okay, so I'm going to hit it into that back box, or I'm going to hit 2 there and move it to the center and get him to really move around. Or it might be a slice, or it might be top spin, but make it really specific so you've really got to work on something. We're going to play to 11, rally scoring, so I'll show you what this looks like. So my focus is going to be, I want to push him out wide and then to the center. So I want to move him around like you'd see in pickleball when they really move him around. So, all right, so that's out. So I hit that out. So now he's 1-0. Now it could be working on slices, I could be working on top spin, but you get the idea. So whatever it is, so now it's 1-1, so we got a game on. Because we're really competitive, this is great fun as well. It's not just a boring drill. It's not like, oh, let's try and do 25 without a mistake, this sort of thing. So you get the idea. So that's what you want to do. Now, that's what I did with dinks. The other drill that I did, and gamified it as always, was this one. The next thing I want to do is get better and faster at the net. So this is what I did. Now, I've said this in other videos that you might not have seen, is when you do this, you can do this as part of your warm-up before a game. So you dink and then do this, what I was doing, what I'm about to show you, before you go back and practice your drops or your drives. All right, so you get into the habit of doing this every single warm-up. But being a training exercise that I'm going to do now, what we're going to do here is gamify it. So to 11 again, here we go. So we start off nice and slow, just to warm up, and this is what you do in your warm-up after you did your dinks. So you'll see, like, you will improve out of sight by doing this. So exactly the same thing, and now we'll speed up. So if we were playing a game, he would then serve, so he'd be 1-0, and so now we can work on just getting faster and faster and faster. And you see, within no time, you're going to be much faster at the net. So that's what you want to do. Do that to 11, gamify that, and you're going to see how much of a difference it's going to make when you're at the net. When you hit that next one, if they hit it back, you're going to be ready for it. Now, the other thing that's made a massive difference is me doing 5th shot drops, not 3rd shot drops. Why is that? Because now I'm about to show you how I trained for this. Because here's the thing, when it comes to 3rd shot drops, you're way back at the baseline and you're trying to do 3rd shot drops under pressure with people running towards you or at the net, and from doing it way back there, it's, you pop it up, you're in trouble, you hit into the net, you've lost the point. So here's what I've been doing. I've been training this game. This is called the Still Got game. So I'm going to show you how to play that. I've got a whole video about this. I'll link that to you for all of the rules, but it's very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to be playing, and I'll stand down here, my partner will be at the net, and what we're going to do is, the very first one, as I'll show you, is I can drive, but the thing is I'm not allowed to drive because that's going to make me focus on just doing drops as I'm going to work my way to the kitchen line. So I'll show you how this is done and I'll go through it, because this is a fantastic way to help with your drops, your mid-court, your resets, your volleys, everything, and of course it's gamified. So as you're about to see, I start at the line here and I will hit the ball, and the only first one I can do is drive it hard. I can do a drop or a drive, but it's the only time I can drive it hard. Then I've got to try and make my way to the kitchen line, and they can only stay at the net, right, at the kitchen line there. So I want to make my way to the kitchen line, just in game, and then try and win the point. I'll show you. All right. So of course it's gamified as always. So we play to 11 points. And whoever wins or loses this one, then we swap over and it'll be my turn at the net. So that's 0-1. So drop. Okay, so one each. So you get the idea. I can only advance. I can't use my old way of just drive, drive, drive. I can only drive the very first ball, and then after that, I must use drops to get my way forward. So drop. Drop, and now you try to win the point. So you can see this is helping with the dinks. If he makes a mistake like that, and you win the point outright. So 2-1. So you can see what happens is, here's what I want you to look at, because this is what I was trying to talk about, the 5th shot drop. So from me trying to hit a drop back here, which is what you have to do, say on your 3rd shot. Huh? 3rd shot, so you serve, comes back, and you're trying to do a 3rd shot from way back there. This is what many of the pros do, especially Ben Johns is doing. It's hitting a 5th shot drop, which is really what I've been doing. Because why? Well, if I try to hit a drop back here, well, I'll show you in a minute, right? But just have a look at where all of his volleys go. So imagine this is my 3rd shot, so I've served, it comes back, and instead of having to hit this ball into a drop with all the pressure of that, I'm going to hit a drive, and then they either hit it out like that, or we'll show you this. So you can see there. You can see that time and time again, and you'll see this in the Still Got game, which is why we practice it, is that after you drive, the drops fall mid-court. And that's exactly what you want, because then you're getting your 5th shot drop from the middle of the court, not from back at the baseline. Look, and then I can just drop like that. So that is my 5th shot drop, because I'm driving the 3rd shot. Because here's the thing, if I'm going to try and drop from way back here normally, is a 3rd shot drop, do it on your 5th shot. So here's your 3rd shot, you've got a 3rd shot drive, and look, then I can just drop there. It's so much easier. Drop again if I want to. So that's what I did. It really transformed. I took the pressure off me, because I'm much more comfortable doing drives, right? I'm ex-tennis, so I'm much better at a drive. So take the pressure off me. I can drive it, as long as you don't drive it too high, but I can drive it, and then if I drive it, look where the volley goes. Mid-court. And then I got a much easier drop, and you'd continue the point. So start doing 3rd shot drives and 5th shot drops. Now, if they hit the return back and it's short, then of course you can do a drop. But what I'm saying is, so many of these that come back long, you take the pressure off yourself. So just remember, whatever you're going to do, whatever things you want to work on, make them into a game. Put a score into them. It's going to put pressure on you in a good way, so that when it comes to games, you're going to have this pressure. You're going to be used to it, of the grip tightening up and trying to loosen it off. All of these things are going to come into play, as opposed to just doing down the line shots. And remember the other thing, give it a real focus. So really focus on, I'm gonna sort of really narrow it down. Now, even if you're a beginner, think, okay, I'm gonna try and get it three inches above the net. These sorts of things, because that gives you a real focus and you've got to improve out of sight. Try it.